So I want to tell you who I am a little bit now and what I've been doing. So I'm actually at the time of this video about to turn 44, and I want to tell you that my life experience has really taught me something. I want to share a story with you about music in general. So I have two kids. I had my daughter first, and then my son. I got this change up, so we feel very blessed. And so basically, I had my daughter in my arms, and then the coffee maker ended up happening. Going and then my daughters just start at like a little almost two, just start dancing my arms uncontrollably. And it was like, I was like, oh, honey, this is music to you. And it was the most amazing thing. And I realized, like, you know what? Dancing and singing are part of our biological makeup. Like, we have to do it. And anybody that goes up to anybody else and says you can't dance or you can't sing or you shouldn't play music or you're not good, that's not how it works. That's not how it should be. That's like them suffocating you biologically. That to me is like you about to eat food and then somebody smacks out the food out of your mouth and says you can't eat because you can't hold a fork in what I think the opinion of how you should hold a fork. And we all know that different countries hold their forks or chopsticks or eat with their hands. Like even there are countries that eat rice with their hands. I can't even, that blows my mind. But I don't have a right to say like you can't dance or sing or play music or you're not good enough for me to be able to appreciate you. Music is a community, and so I feel that way. Now I teach, and I built this app that we have here, which again we don't have to use if you don't want to. I built this app because I had this year where I had about out of a class of 32, I had 12 that failed. And so the last month I was like, I got to do something for these kids. Like, and those 12 did. Like, the classroom culture was awesome. We were supportive of each other. They were really like, they were just kids, right? They were also failing their other classes, but they don't have to fail a specials class, like an extracurricular feeling class, right? Like piano. Like piano should make you feel awesome and wholesome. And so I built this thing where they were able to build their skills by playing a game, and then they were able to like see what score they got or what note they got wrong, and then hash it out over and over and over again. And it was just kind of like one game where like you just played it over and over again to get to know the notes. It wasn't really rewarding, other than the fact that like it did teach them how to play in C major, in C position. But I was like, what if this could be something else? And so towards the end, I start demoing it with a couple of students who weren't going to pass anyway, but they were like, damn, like, I don't know, I'm bored, I'm going to do the thing anyway. And they start playing with it, and they actually like start getting excited about it. And that was really cool. It was like really, really enforcing. And then so recently, just for transparency reason, Claude Fable came out to play with. And then I was like, you know what? I want to create this app for my students. And then I started doing it. I was like, this is actually amazing. Like, more people need to have this. More teachers need to have this. So I start building it so that teachers, and on top of that, I'm writing curriculum for general music right now in my county where I teach, and helping to do that with two awesome other people with a great administrator overseeing us. And we're just so lucky to have that where I work. And after being empowered, working on my national board certification, because I'll find out in December. After finding that out, in doing this, I found out what some of the rules are to be able to be accepted into Montgomery County, where I work. And there's a lot of rules of students making sure they're safe. And I saw that there were a lot of like apps taking the data from the people. Like, whenever they played something, it took their data, and I thought that was a lot of violation of privacy. And so I made a thing where students don't feel violated. I was like, this is amazing. I gotta build this more. And I was like, you know what? I gotta share this with the world. And that's who I am. And that's what I want. I've always loved coaching, clinician. I do life coaching as well. I have that stuff that I do, and I also direct barbershop. I love singing. I love teaching other people to sing. I've had over 2,000 students probably in the last 2 decades in person. And some of those coming to full circle, like seeing them again and seeing that they have families. And some of their kids are older than mine, which is so super cool. But reconnecting with them, and like, again, building community is what I think music is all about. And even if it's like for yourself or something else. So I built this, and I have a place for it, even if you don't use the app that I built, that I just think is so amazing. And then we'll get better and better and better and better all the time. Even if it's that I create a place for people to be a part of. And I also do a thing where I also have other communities, like a Find a Way to Sing community, where I teach people how to sing. And doing that all the time, I think, is just important to me. I think we all need to find what our calling is, what our it is, and what more way to like do that. I also like the fact that when you study music, it increases your intelligence. Like if you have kids, it increases their intelligence. They score higher in SAT scores. They connect the left and right brain. They're always on the higher level of Bloom's taxonomy when it comes to like judging and creating and all of that stuff, and actualizing themselves. Like, so that right there is just a reward in itself. And so be able to keep this consistent and be able to like do it more. Of course, it does cost money to run the program and some of the things too. I was like, I was like, I can charge, I can, whatever I'm doing now. I was like, you know what, to get this off the ground, I could do a founding member's price and then have us all build it together. So it's not just like me building a thing that everybody gets to build. Like, so I built this in connection of community of why I do music in the first place, is to connect with people. And I have this very fond memories of students I've had in the past. And I like, just connecting with them again through actually doing this and connecting with more people across the world. Like, that's so cool. And what time ever now do we need to have unity? We just saw, I think from the now of this recording, the World Cup just happened, and a great speech of like, unity, and like, this is us all connecting. That's just what we need right now. And we don't need any more of it. And I know a lot of AI stuff is coming out, and I love AI. And I think AI is going to push the boundaries when it finally calibrates, and, the world gets a better place to where like it's not using so much resources. I think it's going to calibrate. I do. I mean, that's my hope for humanity, that they're going to do that. But I think that it's going to build genuine connections more than ever had, for us to want real life connections like that. And so I truly believe that what you give to the universe will give back to you. And that's why I'm here doing this. And that's why I'm glad that I get to be a part of you and you watching this. If you watch this all the way, I'm blabbing now, but that's who I am. At least you get to know that. And one more thing I want to say about me is either I will find a way or I will make one. I have an LLC called Find a Way or Make One LLC, and it's legitimately that LLC. And I want to tell you a story, and you could make up your mind from this. I went to Ireland with €5 in my back pocket to get my master's degree in music technology. And I had no place to stay. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I had no way of knowing where I was going to eat. I had nothing. I just wanted my master's degree, and I had no plane ride ticket back. So I said, I'm going to be out here to get my master's degree in Ireland, because I wanted to be a professor at a university that job was opening up to, that where I had to have a master's degree. But I was going to either get my degree or die trying. And I'm here. I'm back at home in America, and I'm here with a master's degree teaching digital music, piano, and choir, and teaching all ages. I've taught up the ages of 4 up to 102. That's 11 decades worth of almost of ages. And here I am. Let's go. It's good to meet you. It's good to meet you. Hi.